morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hope everyone is good. It's been a good weekend and we're back. It's Monday. So as always, I'm joined by Jimbo wearing his Save Jim t-shirt and Chang. Jimbo, how are you?
Excellent. Lovely game of football. Nice win. Enjoyed it.
Good stuff. Chang, how the devil are you?
It's been a wonderful weekend for me and my family. I couldn't have been happier with the outcome of our weekend's home league match against Crystal Palace. Although a lot of people will be wondering why haven't we kept a clean sheet just yet, but I'm not complaining about it. What's important is all 3 points for us and no points for Manchester United, our closest rival, hot on our heels for that coveted fourth place. Hopefully, next weekend we'll have more of the same away against Aston Villa.
Yes, scary, big game. We've got some breaking news. What's going on now? Ellie's back!
Hey.
Woo! I love that. That was so cool. Oh my God, Kate, you're such a star. You are. Such a lady, isn't she? No wonder Jimbo married you.
How are you, Ellie? It's so good to have you back.
I'm really knackered after looking after Bangela for 2.5 weeks nearly now. And she's sort of been the queen of the house. I've been like the pauper, the servant. And the nurse and the mum, yeah, but you know what? She's been through a lot, so I'm doing everything for her, you know, and taking the heat off her. So, but I'm looking forward to the show because Spurs got the win. Yes, come on!
Yay! Woo! Thank God for that.
Lovely to have you back, Ellie. We missed you.
Yeah, we did.
Thank you, Jimbo, and good health to you, mate. Good health to you because I know you're going through a little bit of thing, but you know, stay strong, and Kate will look after you as well.
Always.
Yes, got my nurse's outfit, Ellie, just for Jimbo.
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah, get the whip out
lovely.
as well.
Nurse's outfit and toys laid out on the bed. How good?
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Honestly, Chang, I apologise for their disgusting thoughts and behaviour.
Sorry, we're a bit naughty. It's when you go past 60, you know what I mean?
Let's have a look who's in the chat before we start. We've got, I don't know how to say the name at all. I don't know if you do, Chang. I think
they're from Thailand.
Yes, I was going to say, yeah. Before I die or expire, I wish I could see Tottenham become champions once to be a valuable gift to FC Spurs around the world. Couldn't agree more. Let's hope.
Let's hope
it's coming. It's coming. Big up, Mia. Good to see you, my lovely. Hope you are well. Good afternoon. Piccolo says, big up, Kate, Jim and Chang. Hope you're well. This is obviously before they knew you were here, Ellie. John Clark in the house says, good afternoon, Kate, Jimbo and Chang. Enjoyed the win, but performance in the first 75, not so much. You three doing okay. Welcome back, Ellie. We are all good.
John.
Thank you. Big up, Mark CFC. Good to see Ellie back, he says.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, nearly a win for yous, but you know, a draw.
Big up, Mark.
I'm hearing a lot of people saying Poch out, but we will cover Chelsea a little bit later. Afternoon, Shem Tan says, afternoon to the Spurs superstar couple, Kate and Jimbo, and their adopted son from another mum, Chang, and stunning Queen Ellie returns. Missed you, love.
Yeah, Shem.
So lovely. So lovely, Shem Tan.
Shem, Chang's actually only a couple of years younger than me. He looks a lot younger than me, but he's actually only a couple of years younger than me. But I'll take it anyway because he's a nice guy.
He looks like
I could be his dad. I'm old enough to be his dad.
You could be most people's dad, Jimbo. Big up Phil P. Woo!
Right, Phil.
Big up Leo. Loved your vlog with Ellie at the beginning and me in the middle and all the homies at the pub. It was excellent.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. Big up Chris Agambar.
Chris.
It's a point
Best
game.
Agambar Chris in the world.
Say that again, sorry. Yeah, the number one Agambar in the world. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, well, we might as well start obviously at the beginning, which is this. Tottenham 3, Palace 1. Brennan Johnson super sub. Werner bags his first Spurs goal. Ellie, what did you make of the match?
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing the first half in terms of the way we were trying to break them down, but we were trying. It's just that Crystal Palace was so good at the low block and the mid block even, you know, and they just kept us out, and it was very hard to find angles. Our movement wasn't as good, you know, as it usually is. But you know what? Listen, we got the win. That's the most important thing. And we stepped up in the second half. I thought we played very well in not just in that 15 minutes. We were dominating the ball. Come on, Palace hardly saw the ball in that second half, and we controlled the game. But sometimes you've got to craft the win. You know, you've got to dig in. And like we brought on some minerals with Johnson. At last, he beat his man, crossed it to Werner. 1-0, sorry. And then, you know, from there, we were always going to win, weren't we? Always. Yeah. And Sonny. I've got to mention Romero for Mia as well. What a goal. Boof.
Yeah.
On the head.
Cheng, what did you make of it?
So for the first half, I thought we had a lot of possession. Okay. There was something like 80 or 81% possession to us, but no real end product. I felt that in that first half, we had the best chance of that half. Sonny with what a beautiful through ball over the top for Timo Werner to latch onto, but unfortunately, his finishing let him down. I thought that he could have taken a shot from distance the same way Sonny did for our third goal, but good. I would say it's good confidence booster, morale booster for Timo Werner, grabbing that equalizer in the 77th minute. And after that, it was just Spurs all the way, except that, again, we are still finding it difficult to beat the defenses of these teams that employ a sort of a low block against us. So it's good to see us scoring more than one goal this particular home match, and more of the same place against Aston Villa, because God knows that's a huge 6-pointer of a game right there.
Yep, completely agree. Afternoon, everyone who's coming in. David Shear came in. AJ's come in. So big up to all you. And yeah, we're all happy to have Ellie back. So smash the like, people, to say welcome back to Ellie.
Smash the like for Ellie.
Jimbo, what did you make of the game?
Well, I thought it was. I mean, I saw a lot of people crying about the first half. There was a few players I could have picked out. I'm not going to. That weren't really performing in the first half. But I don't think the first half was as bad as people made out. Kate, there was like 5 people around Sonny when he got the ball. They was just taking Maddison out of the game and surrounding him. So it was a bit. We had to let him run out of puff a bit, I think. To get by them, but the first half wasn't that bad. I don't think, as people made out. We had chances. The worst thing about the first half is what AJ just said. They never took their chances. I predicted 4-0, and it would have been 4-0 if they took their chances in the first half. Right? It's Werner, the one-on-one. I said to you when he missed it, Kate. If that's Sonny, that's in the bottom corner. Then the second half, Sonny got that chance. Where was it? Bottom corner. I think he's lacking confidence, Werner, and I don't think he's a natural striker. I think he's proving that. But his work out on the wing, I really like. He's very unpredictable. You know, he cuts in and he goes down the line. They're never sure what he's going to do. So, yeah, I was quite pleased with the game. I wasn't as disappointed as a lot of other people. First half, 1 or 2 of them I thought weren't on it. But second half, we kicked in. But it makes me laugh. We go a goal behind, and the intensity just picks up massively, and then they kick on.
Yeah, so true. I see AJ's put on glad I was released in time. Were you back in hospital or were you in prison over the weekend, AJ? Let us know.
Oh, we weren't in prison. AJ's too nice to go to prison.
That was a joke.
I think Kate, Jimbo and Chang, I think we've won the most points from losing positions.
Yeah.
How are you, Spurs?
18 points from losing positions. That's massive.
I'd still much rather have a nice, comfortable 4-0 win. I can't cope with all the drama.
I mean, look,
it does your heart in, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Phil
If we
Page
go
just
down to Arsenal when we're at the match, we're going to have like heart attacks.
I mean, this is Phil Page nailed it on the head. First half, it was too slow. Yeah, passing the ball around, and we might have had 85%, but there was the intensity wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then the second half, once they scored, the intensity picked up, and we just mullered them.
Yeah, we did.
Right, Lee.
Yeah, I agree. Does anyone think this is correct from Lee Smithy Smith that we missed Richie? I don't. I don't think.
No, I don't think we missed him, to tell you the truth. But
no, I don't.
The only thing that I will say we missed about Richarlison was maybe his height in the penalty box.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I will say we missed him. Because if you notice, all the goals that we scored, only the second goal, the lob pass into the penalty box by Maddison, that was latched onto, that was nodded home, headed down by Cristian Romero, who I think, along with Keith and Mary, are the only aerial threats that we have in the air. So other than that, I don't think Richarlison was a big miss, to be honest, especially if you look at the Sonny goal. If that was Richarlison, I think it might have, I don't think it might even have found the bottom corner, given his goal scoring profile from what happens. So in that kind of situation, I'm so glad it was Sonny up front for us.
He wouldn't have been in that position because he lacks the pace. But what we did miss, what I must add, is his pressing, because he's very, very good at pressing and his hard work. You can't deny that Richarlison works hard for the team, because he does.
Yeah, he definitely does. I just don't think.
Quality, but
I didn't look at it and think, wow, if Richarlison was here, we would have scored more. But he does give us that height. A quick stat here: Tottenham forward Brennan Johnson has as many Premier League assists this season as Martin Odegaard, along with more than Man City's Jeremy Doku and Man United's Bruno Fernandes. Now, this guy is getting unnecessary hate. Now, I do get it, but I do think he's better as a substitute. I do, because don't think he's quite ready yet, but he's a fantastic super sub for me. What do you think? People give him too much hate? Do you rate him higher?
I think he's coming. He's a young kid. It's a big move for him, Nottingham Forest to Tottenham, right? And a completely different way of playing football. I don't think he's done that bad since he's come in. As we're going, I think he's getting better as he's going on. And yesterday, he come on and he impacted the game massively. And if you watch his goal, right, he went and took it off the defender, battled him to keep the ball, and then he beat another defender, and he put a cross in. That cross he put in was fantastic. They was all scared to touch it, the defenders, in case it went in the back of the net, and they all left it. None of them put a leg out, if you look, because they were scared to touch it. Because with them low crosses, that a defender can touch it and he put it in his own net, and they all left it. And Werner come in brilliant, and you see Werner, he stepped back, right, so the defender followed him out, and then he ran in, which was really good movement. I thought he'd done really well, Johnson, yesterday, and it's not the first game I thought he's done really well. I think he's warming up nicely. I think next season we'll see a different player, much better player.
What are your thoughts on Johnson, Chang?
I thought Johnson changed the game completely, although he didn't really particularly cover himself with glory with that early fluff chance, if you really call it a chance, because when the ball was fizzed in from the left by Timo Werner, it was actually Son who got onto the ball first, but because he couldn't latch onto it, that ball sort of trickled and found its way to Johnson, who was completely caught off guard, and he couldn't open up his body in time to make proper contact with the ball. And because of that sky chance, I was seeing all sorts of comments on social media and on Twitter and on Facebook saying that Johnson has been a waste of space. But credit to the lad, I thought he didn't let that fluffed opportunity get into his head. Rather than that, I thought he doubled down. The way he chased down Anderson, I believe it was, the way he chased down the Palace defender down to the corner flag on what looked like a lost cause, and then finding that cross, that pinged ball to the far post for Timo Werner to just tap it home. That was good from him. And again, that wasn't his only assist for the game. He also assisted Son as well for our third and final goal. Of course, a lot of their fans were saying that it was rather fortuitous that he even got the assist for that. But I think it's the tenacity that does it for me. It's him being in the right place at the right time and then getting involved. Just like for the first goal, winning back possession in a lost cause. That third goal was all he's doing, because if he doesn't make the challenge, if he doesn't go and engage, the ball doesn't fall loose for Son Heung-min to then run on to the goal to notch our third. So credit where credit's due. Brennan Johnson, you completely turned the game on its head. That was a very good substitute performance. More of the same, please, if you do come off the bench for Spurs, but from between now to the end of the season.
Chang, you got to remember, right? The ball to come in was really whipped in quick, and he had a split second, and his body wasn't in the right position, right? Now that can happen to any striker. We saw that happen yesterday. It happened to Haaland. His one was even worse. They got a split second to adjust. So I think the more games he gets, I think that chances like that he'll be taking them. But we saw Haaland do it yesterday with an easier chance, So we can't crucify him for that. I was more peed off with the Werner one because he had a lot more time to think about it and where to put the ball. But his one was a split second. So I said to Kate it was a bad miss, but I didn't come down on him.
Neither did I. But it's this fans. It's this this rather reactionary sort of like kind of pampered fans who, in the heat of the moment, they just speak their mind and just vent at whichever player they feel is letting the team down as a whole. So I thought it was rather unjustified, but again, like I said, credit where credit's due. Brennan Johnson didn't let it get to his head. He didn't let it bring him down. He kept his confidence levels up, and it was his perseverance and his persistence that resulted in the equalizer.
Yeah,
that's the same with Werner. We have to give him the same credit, because after that big miss, he could have his head could have dropped, but he didn't. He carried on going, and look, ended up getting us back in the game.
Yeah,
exactly.
Ellie, what did you? I mean, I've been sticking up for Johnson to an extent. Then I was getting to the end of my tether with him, but I thought he was brilliant yesterday. And I think, like Werner, they both could have dropped their heads when they fluffed things in the game, and they both pulled their socks up and worked harder, in my opinion. What did you think?
Yeah, like the chance that he missed, I agree with the lads. Yeah, like it came to him in quick, and like he caught him off the hop because he thought Sonny was going to get it, and like it just caught him off the hop, and he didn't have the right body shape. But like top strikers like Haaland, which you mentioned, they can do it as well. So you can't dig him out for that, because it was. It was, when at the heat of the moment, you think, why did he miss that? Because us fans, we're fickle, aren't we? And sometimes we're thick. We'll just speak our mind right at that very moment. And sometimes you're over-criticised. But I thought the way he took that run and he nicked the ball off Anderson, who's a big lad, he's strong.
Yes.
And what I found more impressive than the cross was the way he challenged for the ball and won it, got it past him, and done a beautiful pass across the goal. He put it on a plate, didn't he?
He did.
Werner couldn't miss that. He just put it on a plate for him. So I was very impressed with him and his energy. And he's got a point to prove, hasn't he? Because he's been getting the stick on social media, which is not nice for anybody, and just not footballers, like general people as well. So he's come back. He's sitting on the bench for 75, 72, 73 minutes. He's come on, and his energy's lifted the whole of the players as well. That's not just him. It's his influence on that, putting that energy in, right? So I was very impressed with that. But I was also impressed with Werner, like you said, Kate, that he didn't drop his head, because he could have easily dropped his head and sulked. But you know what? German people, they're very resilient as well, aren't they? They're tough people. And I think he played, I was going to give him my man of the match, but Van der Ven at the back.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. But I just thought, just the way he is, you can see he's a bit sad. Like the way he celebrated the goal. All right, it wasn't his goal, but it was he made the goal, and you
Mm.
can see he's a little bit inverted in himself because
Yeah.
he was like saying, "Look, I'm trying my best," you know. But I think he's really good as an impact sub. But I would keep him on the subs bench until the very time when Ange Postecoglou thinks he's ready for 90 minutes, because I don't think he's got quite the fitness yet.
Yeah.
You know, and the physicality to last. So I think that 20-minute spell, he can come on and really affect games and win us games, because he's won us 2 games now, because he got us back into this game.
Yeah.
Really. Without that goal, I think we lose.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I'm happy with Johnson. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we have to remember as well, Werner's not he's not a natural goal scorer.
No, he isn't. No.
He isn't. And I think I like him out on that wing. I think he does really well, and he's very unpredictable. He's very unpredictable what he does.
Yeah,
One minute he'll have 2 players around him, and he'll pass it to someone, and the next time he'll try and get by him. You never know. And he cuts in, and he goes down the byline, you know, and he goes cuts in down the goal line. He's very unpredictable, and his movement's good as well.
Yeah,
I like him. I'm sorry, I know people are going to say to me I'm mad, but I like Werner.
I don't think you're mad. You're right. His movement is good. His use of the ball is good, and he rarely loses the ball.
Yeah.
He hardly ever loses the ball, and he's very intelligent. When he receives the ball, he looks around, and if there's nothing on, he'll do a Kulu and pass it back. But at least he's kept the ball rolling. You know, he hasn't got the beat. If he thinks there's nothing on, he won't go for that byline. But if he sees somebody busting their gut, he'll go for it. You know.
Yeah.
He's a very intelligent footballer.
Yeah, I agree. Big up Couva Bear. Lovely talking to you this morning. He's gifted 5 memberships, which went to Paddy Hartnett, legend, Nick Brown, Darren West, Luton Dan, and John James, which is all good timing because this Thursday's the members show. So you'll be able to come on and have your
very much.
Thank you, Couva. Big up Donna Cullen. Neil Shafton is saying you can teach speed and ball skills will soon catch up to his pace, which is often younger players' issues. Son is the example of not panicking and just making your mind up and shooting.
Yeah.
Son is very clinical. He's the most clinical striker. I think he's even more clinical than Haaland. I know that might sound controversial, but
I don't think so. I don't think it's controversial at all.
He's fantastic. You know, the way he pins it in the corners as well, and the top pin, bottom pin. He's so accurate. You
know when Sonny goes 1-on-1, the ball's going in the net.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I agree. AJ was impressed with Werner. John Clark said respect to Johnson and Werner for not hiding when they miss chances. Agree. Very easy to drop your head and say, oh, you know, whatever. But they both were excellent, I think, in the second half. I didn't watch the game yesterday, but I'm very supportive of Brennan. He will get better. Sonny will be a big part of him getting there. Werner will be good for us. Give them time. Yeah, I think they need time. We are very reactionary as a fan base. I think they both need a bit of time. Royale was also very good, and Romero has 1 red card and yet to get yellow in 24. I've got a little thing to talk about that as well. Phil P says, is it any issue that nobody celebrated with Timo Werner, or was it simply that everyone just wanted to crack on? Well, Timo came out and said it was because it only made it 1-1 that we knew we needed to get another goal. I don't think there's anything else in it. Do you? Anyone?
No, I think the whole team is close. I don't think there's anyone who's an outcast.
No. Yeah. And you see, Sonny, his first instinct, he went and grabbed the ball out of the net and he ran to the halfway line. That's a true captain for you. Come on.
And when Werner missed in the first half, Sonny went over and gave him a cuddle. And touched his head and said something to him. Yeah. So no, I don't think that's an issue, Phil.
Said, don't worry, lad. You'll get the next one.
Pottermac said, if as a defender, I wouldn't fear Werner or Johnson. There's no fear. You, maybe not yet, but I think they will get better. Yeah. I think they both will get better. So
yeah.
It depends what defender it is, because whacking Anderson's meant to be one of the best, and Johnson absolutely roasted him. So, you know, it is what it is.
And he's had 9 goal contributions, I believe.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Kate, as well, you've got to remember the only proper goal scorer we've got, and I'm going to include Richie in this, right? Because he's not a prolific goal scorer. The only prolific goal scorer we've got is Sonny. So we're relying on other people to score goals. And I know Ange likes everyone to chip in, but we need another next season prolific goal scorer.
Yeah, and I hear some fans, right, on other streams, right, in the chat or just on the panel, saying that Sonny's not prolific. I was, what are they watching? He got golden boot. He scores every single year. The only bad time he had was last season, but he still scored 13, I think, or 16, and that was when he had his problems, you know. So I think he's fantastic.
Sonny?
Yeah,
Sonny's off the planet for me. There's nothing about Sonny I don't love.
I know.
You know, the low block is hard for him, but I think as someone put in the chat a minute ago, that every team, most teams struggle with a low block. You know, even City yesterday, when they were defending Man United, it took them the second half, which I'm glad because I did the switch. It took them the second half
Man United had two
break them down
for the whole of the game. They didn't break lines. They didn't attack them. They were just defending.
Yeah, I agree with what Hoover says here. He says, I was a fullback, I had pace, but I hate defending against anyone faster than me. And Werner is so fast. Jesus, he is really
seconds,
fast.
100 metres. Brilliant.
Exactly. Big up Scott Colliver. To who else just came in? Joey Barton's just come in. Rodney Roberts has just come in. Eltel Cockerell, Jose, stay humble. Big up to everyone just joining us. Sonny could well get 20 goals this year. Why not? 116 Premier League goals so far, overtakes Mane, Ronaldo, and Drogba, and some fans still disrespecting him. Yeah, jealousy.
Come on.
Yeah. Before I get on to Mickey van der Ven, I just wanted to bring this up. Someone
get in there.
Somebody mentioned earlier that Romero hasn't had a yellow card this season, like this year, this 2024, and he said that it's something I've been working on. I've realised I'm picking up too many cards at some point here and there. When you're a defender, you have to tackle. My style has lent itself to picking up cards in the past. Through working on it, you try to eradicate certain things, maybe daft yellow cards for protesting or clashing with someone. With the style of defender I am, those clashes can be unavoidable. Sometimes if you have a face-off with someone, I respect every opponent and team I play against, and whatever clash happens, it stays on the field. I've been working on it and hopefully eradicating some of those cards. I thought he was excellent on Saturday. I know Mia said that she thought he was a bit sloppy. Chang, what did you make of him, Chang?
Cristian Romero, I think on the day he did his defensive duties as expected of him. Although there was one particular mistake in the first half in which I felt that shouldn't have been made by Romero, but fortunately Emerson Royal was there to help him cover up for that one mistake he made in the first half. But apart from that, I thought Romero was flawless on the day. And to cap it off, he even got a goal for us, the goal to put us ahead at 2-1 when no one else, of all the people you will expect to be in the penalty box at that moment, from that James Maddison flick on into the penalty box, there's Romero towering above everyone else to hit home our second goal of the day. So on the day, I felt Romero did okay. Of course, there are still aspects to his game that he could improve. That being his positional awareness, because there were a couple of times I believe Eze was getting the better of him in one-on-one situations, especially the run-up by Eze leading to the free kick from which Eze himself converted from that. That I felt was maybe the only thing that you could question about Romero and his positional sense. But apart from that, I thought he was imperious alongside Mickey van der Ven on the day, Cristian Romero.
Yeah. What did you make of him, Ellie? I know you said you thought he was a bit sloppy in the first half.
first half his passing wasn't up to scratch, because normally his passing is the best part of his game. I know his tackling, he's noted for his tackling, but his passing is really good when he pinpoints those passes through and breaks the lines as well. But I was going to comment on what Chang said. His positional sense, right? What he does, he's been told to join the attack, and because Van der Ven covers for him. All right. So he does get caught out of position a lot, but it's not his fault. It's an instruction from Ange. I'm sure this is what I think. It's an instruction from Ange to push Romero like a 6, join the midfield and join the attack. And that's how he scores his goals as well. So he scored 4 goals this season joining the attack. Yeah. So I think what he lacks is possibly getting back in time. But then you've got VDV, and that is a deliberate ploy by Ange, because he knows that VDV is not as good as bringing the ball forward or as at passing and making that killer pass than Romero is. You know, but the first half bit sloppy. Yeah, he gave the ball away a few times, but the second half he reprieved himself with some really good defending, and what a goal! You know, to bust your gut to get, and what a brilliant flick by Madders as well to find him. Beautiful. We were waiting for that moment from Madders, weren't we? We were going, come on, Madders, you can do it. And it wasn't coming until that moment. You know, he tried to love other few things that didn't come off. But I thought Romero, I think he was our 3rd best player in my book. He was our 3rd best player. Yeah. Any
thoughts on Romero, Jimbo?
Yeah, I said to Kate about him being the centre forward. I love it. But I thought Romero was good, really good yesterday. Yeah. But if you watch VDV, he covers every position at the back.
Yeah.
You know, he covers everybody at the back, and his tackling for me is second to none. And I said to Kate yesterday, and she didn't agree with me, but I think he's the best defender in the Premier League. I wouldn't have no one. I wouldn't have the Arsenal Saliba. I wouldn't have who's the Liverpool one?
Van Dijk.
I wouldn't take Van Dijk over him. He's young, right? He's so strong, and he's just so good, and he's got so many years ahead of him. The only thing that worries me about him is if we can keep hold of him, because he's phenomenal, and I wouldn't pick anyone else over this guy. I mean, he's covering for other defenders. He's second to none, and his tackling, his timing on tackling is just unbelievable. He's just for me, he is the outstanding player in our team. Absolutely outstanding player.
Yeah, he is.
Do you agree, Alex?
You want in a defender, right? Not just his pace, his reading of the game. He covers the whole of the back line, like Jimbo says. He covers Romero. He covers Udogie, because those two are bombing forward, right? So he's got a lot of responsibility. And I think to say he's got a ceiling as good as Van Dijk, just put it that way. He just hasn't got all the experience behind him, because you need experience behind you as well to get that world-class status. But he's there. I think he is world-class, but I think he needs a few more years, right? Hopefully we can keep hold of him for a few more years as well.
Well, he's got a long contract.
There'll be plenty of clubs sniffing around for him.
Yeah.
That's one thing for sure. But I think he has got a Van Dijk ceiling, 100%. He's fantastic, and I love him. I think he's the best thing that we've bought for many a year.
Yeah.
In terms of even midfielders, strikers, he's the one. Like he's incredible. I love him.
Yeah, Chang, what are your thoughts? I mean, just before I let you speak, Chang, sorry, I think it will be Liverpool that really try and get him, because obviously Van Dijk's only got so long left.
Well, they can fuck off, Kate. Sorry.
He does very much remind me of Van Dijk in the way he plays, like the young Van Dijk. But anyway, Chang, I'll let you go on. Thanks for swearing, Jimbo. Good job I didn't put monetisation on.
Sorry.
Get the spare box out.
I will say this about Christian Romero with this quote by Lionel Messi of how he feels that Romero is by far the best defender in the world right now. And if Lionel Messi is making comments like this, him being a multiple FIFA Player of the Year award winner, as well as a recent World Cup winner, then that's what I'll go with. If he says that Romero is the best defender or one of the best defenders in the world, who are we to argue with a a certified World Cup winner and a FIFA Player of the Year award winner? In terms of Romero's current performance right now, seeing him his disciplinary sense right now about him, his the way he's tempered himself and really put a lid on all those unnecessary roughness and uncalled for challenges. That is, I think, maturity and a sort of growth that we would like to see in all our players, whether it's a defender, a striker, or a midfielder. This is, I think, good for him and good for the club. And if this is largely in part due to Big Ange and his coaching influence, long may this be the case for all of our players, especially the youth players coming up the ranks. If they are to make a big statement and be part of the senior squad in future.
Yeah. Ellie, what I will say, I agree with what you said. I think Van de Ven is probably the best signing we've done for a long time.
Well, I'm going to say, Kate, I think he's the best defender we've had since Ledley King.
Yeah. I would put him up there with Ledley because of the pace, the reading of the game, and anticipation. Because he anticipates so well what the other player's going to do, and he reads it, which I think is fabulous.
What about Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld?
No, I prefer VDV.
I just think he's better.
I do as well.
Ooh. Yeah,
I think he's got potential to be better.
And that's hard for me to say because I loved Jan Vertonghen.
Yeah,
I really did. I liked Toby a lot as well, but I loved Jan Vertonghen. But to put him on Ledley's status and Van Dijk's status, he's up there. He definitely is.
Yeah, I think he's, like I say, I think he's got the potential to overtake Vertonghen. For me, at the minute, I'm still saying Vertonghen's got the edge, but I think he is potentially one of the greatest signings we've made for years and years and years and years and years, and still so young.
I hope he stays as long as Jan Vertonghen as well.
Yeah, me too.
We'll win things with him.
Can you imagine Levy letting them go? I can't see that happening.
No.
Ellie, Wilton wants to ask you a question. It says, I watched the ladies yesterday and they are an improvement on the team of old, but two players I'm not sure about, Naz and Neville. What do you think?
Oh, my God. Now, Neville's my favourite player, but she's been playing a little bit under par. She got taken off as well because I think she's got an injury because she's not running good. Because that's
Ellie, can I just interrupt you there and just say that doesn't really mean a lot because your favourite player now is Højbjerg. So
no, it's not. It's Bentancur.
Yeah, Bentancur's my favourite player, but actually VDV might take him over, because he's been playing pants. Right. Anyway, with the ladies, Naz is all right, but she lacks physicality. She's only a small lady. She lacks a little bit of physicality. But she scored a few goals for us this season. But Neville, I think she's carrying an injury. I think she's playing through it. Because when I watch Neville, she's all combat. She gets in there. She gets stuck in. She's like the woman version of Højbjerg, but with more technical skill. Yeah? And that's not hard, actually. Right, but... I like her. I can't go against Neville because she's my favourite player. But do you know who is going to overtake her? It's Gracie Clinton. We've got her on loan from Man United, and she's broken into the England team and scored on her debut as well. And she's absolutely fantastic. Her skill set, I'm telling you, this girl is going to go really big in the England squad as well. She's brilliant. I hope we can sign her from Man United and they don't want her back because she adds flavour to our team and she adds so much. She works hard as well because some skillful players are a little bit lazy sometimes because they rely on their skill, but she's got it all. She works hard and she's got the skill as well.
There we go. And Rodney, Chang, I don't know if you know the answer to this. How come the 2018 Spurs top is so hard to find and damn expensive? That green third kit.
Oh yeah.
That's because of the historical significance that that third green kit has been for Spurs of late, especially the away win, both at Manchester City in the Champions League, as well as the infamous miracle of Amsterdam, where we came back from 2 goals down on aggregate to win that tie 3-2. So that particular green kit is a collector's item if you can get your hands on an original genuine copy. There are still copies of those on some auction websites, eBay especially, if you know where to look, or even I think it's not Give Me Sport. It's one of those jersey resellers. I can't quite recall that website, but if I do remember it, I will inform you. But yeah, that green third away kit, that is very much a collector's item, more because of its historical significance than anything else. If you like one, let me know, and if any of it do come my way, I'll be sure to inform you.
Oh,
Bless you, Chad.
you.
I don't know if you've looked. Big up to Ben and Sim, whichever one it is.
Sim, hello, we're not worthy.
We're not worthy.
I'm worthy.
No, you're not. If you go on Classic Football Shirts, there's a website called Classic Football Shirts. They do some good prices on older shirts. I get a lot of gyms from there, so keep an eye out on there. I'm sure his cards are getting expensive because Van der Ven is the nuts. He's rapidly becoming one of my very, very favourite players. He got theirs from Soccer Sports that year. Oh, okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
So yes, we've talked about the Tottenham game. Forest Liverpool, I'm going to jump to. I was watching it and I said to Jim, what are they going to do? Just keep going on and on and on until Liverpool score. And that kind of is exactly what happened. That's what happened. That 99th minute, Liverpool get the goal. Jim, I'll come to you first. What did you make of the game?
Well, I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights, and they looked tired, Liverpool, didn't they? And they shouldn't really have got anything out of the game because I thought they should have had a penalty as well, right? But the City player went down in the box holding his head. So at that time, Nottingham Forest had the ball and was going on an attack, right? And he stopped the game. And then he took the ball off of them and give it to the Liverpool goalkeeper, who booted it up, and it ended up a minute later being in the back of the net. Now, I don't know where he got that from, because it should have been a Nottingham Forest ball. So that I can understand why Nottingham Forest threw their toys out the pram, because if that had happened to us, I'd have been throwing my toys out the pram. So, but lots of people are saying that they just wanted Liverpool to win the game, but I mean, I can't comment on that. I don't know if that's happening or what. But I thought it was really, really bad, and I understand why Nottingham Forest was so upset.
Yeah, Ellie, did you see the game or the highlights? Have you seen any of it?
I only watched the highlights like Jimbo, but there is some truth in that, Jimbo, because they do play a lot more extra time now, and it's come from the World Cup really, because they were. Do you remember it was 2 or 3 minutes? If you're lucky, you get 4.
Yeah, but Ellie, it was 2 minutes over the extra time.
Yeah. So what they do, they add on to the add-ons so that they create more excitement, because a winning team is better than a draw in terms of the Premier League and its status. And, they want one team to win. They've done it for Arsenal as well when they scored late goals. They've done it for us. So Liverpool are no exception. It's just that's the way the trend is going. They do want winners. They don't want draws anymore, And I would love to look at the stats. Maybe we could get Chang on this, because he's a very good Chang, the stat man, right? to see what the difference is between the draws and the wins and compare it to maybe the last 5 seasons, because I'm sure there's less draws now. I'll put my money, I'll put my house on it that there's less draws this season because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I do. They do say a minimum of 8 minutes stoppage time or whatever, but it did feel like they were just going to keep playing until Liverpool scored. Chang, did you see the match or the highlights or any of it?
I didn't watch the match as such, but I did watch the highlights on Match of the Day. And the one highlight which really puzzled me was, I think Mr. James has already covered this, which was the controversial blowing, the referee blowing the whistle when the Liverpool went down in the box, clutching his head. I thought that from that incident, it should have been a drop ball. But it wasn't the case. Somehow or other, the ball was given back to the Liverpool goalkeeper to punt it up the field, from which Liverpool then went on to score the winner in what was, I think, the 99th or 98th minute. It was that late. Other than that, I believe Nottingham Forest actually had the better chances to score.
Yeah.
And if anyone thought that Timo Werner missed, the first half Timo Werner missed one-on-one was bad, you should have seen the Nottingham Forest player who missed his one-on-one chance. If there was one game for Morgan Gibbs-White to really, showcase his talent to the rest of the Premier League, it was this game. But unfortunately for him, he kind of fluffed his chances as well. Liverpool are going to be very difficult to get one over from between now to the end of the season. And it's not just because of the chances that they are forcing. It's also because of some of these calls, some of these officiating decisions on the pitch, which I feel were a bit dubious ever since that game against us, where everything that could have gone against them went against them. So yeah, there is that kind of like frowning at some of the decisions the officials are making, but that's another story for another day. But for now, I would say that Liverpool are in prime position to go all the way with Arsenal to see who is crowned Premier League champions this season.
Okay, that'd be what just Chang said. That would be good on a t-shirt. That's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But Chang made a good point there about Nottingham Forest missing some good chances, and that's the thing about this league. It's unforgiving. If you miss your chances, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get punished.
Yeah, you do.
Big up Ian Barron. I've actually just got a text from Simeon from We Are Tottenham TV inviting me on a show tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So, which is quite. I don't do a show on a Tuesday lunch, so yes, I shall be on We Are Tottenham TV tomorrow at 2. So. Very honoured and feeling a little bit starstruck. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Ian Barron says, very good afternoon, anyone watching. Hope you're well. Had a great weekend. Darlow won. Yay. 3 winnings in a row. The Great Escape is on. I will just come back to something somebody wrote. I don't know if I highlighted it. Yeah. The penalty appeal in our game, Timo Werner's penalty appeal, for me, that was a blatant penalty. I don't understand how they didn't give it. Ellie, what did you think?
Yeah, he pushed him over. And it wasn't like, where you do a little sort of nudge, to sort of guide. He pushed, and I mean, Werner was up in arms, wasn't he? He was like, come on, ref, what's going on? It was a definite penalty, but we've only had one penalty all season. There's a conspiracy against us. Like Harry Kane, when we had Harry Kane, penalty after penalty after penalty. Now we haven't got him, no penalties. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I was disappointed with that.
Well, he actually kicked his ankle away, and he didn't get the ball. He got his ankle. Yeah. So it was a nailed on. As soon as I saw it, I said that's a penalty. And when they didn't give it, it's like, oh my God, what are they seeing? When they said it went to VAR, I thought they got to give it. But I'm lost. I'm lost with VAR. Honestly, I am. Some of the decisions they give and some of the decisions they don't give, I'm just lost with it. Now when it goes to VAR, even if it's bang on, I'm not sure they're going to give them. So,
Yeah.
but it was a
Chang,
penalty, 100%.
Yeah.
Chang, what did you make of it?
I was doing the live watch along with Senor Garcia and Mr. Sivas on Talk and Ball, and also Elsa Bokara. And our first reactions was that that's a penalty all day long. Why it didn't go to VAR? Why weren't there any replays? Why wasn't the referee called to the monitor? Is beyond me. I mean, yes, you could say that maybe, and this is just a big maybe from what I saw on the telly when it was live. Maybe the referee didn't get a good view of it. Maybe it was obstructed, but that's no excuse for the VAR officials not to review it. And the very fact that there wasn't any replay, the very fact that there wasn't any time for deliberation at all. The referee just pointed straight to the corner spot and awarded the corner kick and resumed play almost immediately. It's just got me scratching my head as to what do the league officials have against us ever since that Liverpool game, which I brought up a bit earlier on, where everything has been just going Liverpool's way now in terms of the decisions made by the officials on the pitch, and everything has been going against us almost in retrospect because of that one game. So I don't know. I mean, this officiating has got to stop at some point, because all the number of penalties that have not been awarded against us compared to the number of penalties awarded to maybe the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool and City and even United is the ratio is there for all to see. If anyone were to do research, that's just what has been completely confounded right now.
Yeah, agreed. I just wanted to touch on that because I forgot to mention it. Pressure mounting on Pochettino again. Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. I don't actually know how he's still in a job, except for the fact that obviously it's all changed. Because if this was still under Abramovich, he'd have been sacked a long time ago. Any thoughts on the game, Ellie, with Chelsea?
Like, I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights again. I thought Brentford should have won it. You know, they created so many chances. And I really like that Vissa. I think he's a fabulous player. You know, his movement and his tenacity, and he's just a good player. I love him. But they're missing that. I still think they're missing their big player, Mumbumu. Is it? I can't pronounce his name. Mumbumu. Or is it? I'm not.
Mbeumo.
I don't think he's back yet. But the thing is, I only watched the highlights, so I can't really make an accurate judgment because highlights can be a bit deceptive sometimes. Right? But from what I saw, it looked like Brentford were the more dominant team. I just think Chelsea have lost their way, haven't they? They lost the League Cup final to kids. Pochettino, you're right. He's lucky to be in the job still. He's in the FA Cup. They beat Leeds, so that gave him a little bit of another reprieve. He's a bit like Ten Hag. Whenever he needs to get a win to save his job, he'll get one. So let's see how he goes in the FA Cup, because I don't think he'll probably get to the final and lose it again. I don't like to put that on Poch, but it's a likelihood. Sorry, Poch.
Jane, any thoughts on the Chelsea result or Pochettino or anything like that?
So I watched the highlights of this match as well on Match of the Day, and I'm going to bring up an interesting statistic. Despite what you may have seen, the highlights, the official statistics for this match is that Chelsea actually had 70 possession on the day.
Wow.
Against 30 for Brentford. So they were actually having more of the possession. But in terms of the shots on target, Chelsea had 6 compared to Brentford's 5, and 6 shots off target for Chelsea and Brentford each. So the chances were there for both teams to go for the winner. It's just a shame for Brentford not to have hung on to the lead when they were 2-1 up in the 69th minute. And credit where credit is due, I believe Disasi, that's how I pronounce his name. He smashed his first league goal of the campaign, and that has pretty much saved Pochettino's job for now. But I won't lie, the pressure is definitely mounting on Pochettino. If you were to compare his spending, the spending that Chelsea has spent in the last couple of years, especially in this summer where they thought they really had a chance with Pochettino at the helm, but unfortunately he's still finding it difficult to get a working team. The dynamic still isn't there. The cohesiveness in their play is still somewhat lacking. So yeah, the pressure is definitely on Pochettino, and I doubt it they would fire him immediately. It's not like he's borderline relegation form right now, the way Graham Potter was before his sacking. So there is still time for Pochettino to salvage this season. Although I would say that window of opportunity is getting ever so smaller by the day or by the week.
Yeah, I mean, Jim, any thoughts on Chelsea? I mean,
I've only got two things to say, Kate. I've got two things to say. One of Brentford's goals was absolutely brilliant, the overhead kick. And Chelsea's canteen, where they eat their food, must be absolutely fantastic because Poch just looks like a little dumpling now. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, he's put on a bit of poundage.
Yeah, I think their food must be excellent.
I think he's not doing himself any favours with these statements he's making after the game, like saying it was a good point. So it's 2 point. It's a point game, not 2 dropped. Not doing himself any favours, is he? Come on, this is Chelsea. You're not, you're at a club with high expectations. I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a dream that he got sacked and came back to Tottenham the night before last. But who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. But
Kate, it was a disaster waiting for it to happen for him going to Chelsea. It had the bad thing. I'm not saying it because I'm a Spurs fan and he was our manager, but it had the bad feeling straight away that when he went there it was going to be a disaster. He's not a Chelsea manager.
No,
he's just not.
He's not. You know what made me laugh as well, Kate and Jim Burnshang, right, is when that Chelsea fan said, we've got Tottenham in the dugout. What do you think we're going to do? He's going for it. He's going, Tottenham in the dugout. What do you think we're doing here?
One of the guys on the top 6 messaged me and he said, Tottenham giving us Poch is like me giving you a sexually transmitted disease. That's what he said to me. They're not happy. They're very, very, very not happy.
He's not far wrong, is he?
No. But yeah, that Vista, I agree, is a good little player.
Brilliant.
So obviously
Garth Crooks. He looks like Garth Crooks a bit.
He does a bit, yeah. Obviously we've got Luton 2, Villa 3. Bit gutted. I thought Luton were going to nick it. We was watching it. I was absolutely devastated actually when that third Villa goal went in. Yeah. I hope and pray that they stay up, Luton. I love watching them. I love their spirit. They never give up. What did you think, Ellie, of the game and the highlights?
Again, I watched the highlights and like in my score prediction on Jose's channel, right, I put 2-2. And then that bloody Luca Digna, when he scored in the last minute, a little sod, I was really cursing because I was thinking, yes, I'm going up the league, But I think Villa probably were the better team on the day, but you can't argue with your assumption that, Luton, they go to the final whistle, don't they? They put every single ounce of sweat and blood on that pitch, but they just lack that final little bit of quality to get them over the line a lot more times than they have. They've lost games where their effort should have won the match, but it's the quality in key areas, But, they try hard, but they've got a little bit of quality. They've got Ross Barkley, who's a decent player, and they've got that Morrison who'll work like a Trojan for the club.
That Chong looked good as well.
Yeah, and he's very good. He's very good on the ball. There's certain areas they're good in, but not the whole team as a unit, and that's why they're losing games a lot. They leave themselves exposed going for the winner as well, So, yeah, I think Luton will be all right, though. I think they might survive just from the lack of it, the effort that they give in matches. They'll get a few more results than the other teams. I just think they'll survive.
Yeah. Chang, what did you think about Luton and Villa?
Just immediately after our final whistle on the live watch along, talk about, was chatting with Senor Garcia and Mr. Sievers about this upcoming game. This Luton and Aston Villa game was the next match immediately after ours on a Saturday evening, and we were all hoping for Aston Villa to drop points, and that was very nearly the case until the 89th minute. Luca Dean with that late winner for Aston Villa. From what I saw on Match of the Day, on the balance of play, I think it was rather even. Both teams had chances to win it, but I felt that Luton were robbed of a point at the very least for all the effort and all the bravado that they put on display. I myself also do hope that they do stay up, that they do beat relegation, and that they will be around come next season, because they are proving to be worthy of promotion from the Championship. And if there's one team that would like more than any other team to stay up, it will be Luton Town. But well, Aston Villa got all 3 points, and that just gives us all that much of a drive to really go for the win at Villa Park next week. I do know that Christian Romero would be relishing a matchup with Matthew Cash. I think there's some unresolved backlog there. Christian Romero, if Bentancur is playing too on the day, you never know what's going to happen. Sparks are definitely going to fly, because the way Matthew Cash just knocked Bentancur out in that home fixture was very uncalled for. So, Matthew Cash, Christian Romero's got your number.
Yes, we can't wait to see it. Jim, any thoughts on the Luton game before we move
on? I got massive mixed feelings about Villa. Obviously, I want them. I want us to catch them up and overtake them. So I wanted them to drop points, but because of my mate Frankie, my best mate is a Villa fan. I kind of find it hard to want them to lose because of him. I know how much he loves them. He loves them like I love Spurs. But I thought they were lucky. I'm going to be honest. I thought that Luton were the better team on the day. It took Luton. They got a bit shell shocked, didn't they, in the beginning, going 2-0 down. But after that, they kicked in, and I thought they were the better team for the majority of the game. And I don't like the guy who scored. When he come on, I said to Kate, I don't like him. I think he's arrogant. And he went on and scored the goal, which even made it even worse. But it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, I'm not going to wish them to lose because of my mate. But if they lose, I'm not going to be unhappy.
Yeah, I get that. I do wonder if Romero will be digging at Cash next week. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Obviously, big game yesterday. Man City 3, Man United 1. Man United taking the lead. To be fair, I thought City looked all over the place before Man United scored. Although Man United weren't particularly dominant, I just didn't think City settled properly till the second half. But I enjoyed the game. Ellie, did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. How can you not watch it? You know.
Yeah.
Like Rashford, he's a moments player, isn't he? He's not. Last season he had a bit of a worldy season, but this season he's gone off the ball. He's gone to Belfast as well and had his bit over there. Right. But I thought Man United, they was like little rats caged at the back. You know, they didn't offer anything, did they? And Man City just dominated the ball. But I agree with you that the first half they were like all over the place. They weren't the Man City, the fluidity wasn't there, you know, and Doku wasn't on it. Bernardo Silva wasn't on it, and those two players can unlock defences. But one player who came into his own, little Phil Foden, what a player, eh? I think he's world class. That boy, he's fantastic, and not only his work rate, he's just skillful, and he's very good at movement and finding space to score goals as well. And he stepped up this season as well because he's played. They mentioned it on Match of the Day that he's played 25 games, which I missed when I was watching it live. So he's played 25 games, the most that he's played. So obviously Pep has seen something in him that he likes. And I like him. I think he's a fabulous player. And Man City just had to turn the screw up a little bit to beat Man United. They didn't really have to turn the gas on too high, to beat them, because they're like powder puff. That's not the Man United we grew up with, lads?
Yeah.
So I just think they just bowed over and let them win, And Man City, they will always take their opportunities. They'll never come out of a match with a. Very rarely they draw. I mean, Chelsea got a draw up there, but they're really brilliant at home. And I just thought Man United were powder puff. Very disappointing.
Yeah. I did think Rashford's goal was phenomenal, I have to say.
Brilliant. It was fantastic.
Phil Foden, he was the difference between the two teams for me. He was incredible. Chang, what did you think of the game yesterday?
Well, this game, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it live, but I did watch the match of the day 2 highlights earlier this afternoon over my lunch break. I'm just to read out some statistics to just show how dominant Manchester City were over United. City had 8 shots on target compared to United's 1, and they had 8 shots off target to Manchester United's 1, on top of having 74% of the possession. That just shows how dominant City were against Manchester United. And if it wasn't for that worldie of a belter from Rashford, I don't think Manchester United would have even registered a shot on target, because that was the only shot on target that they registered against Manchester City, from which they scored. And as difficult as it is for people to comprehend, I think Manchester City are just still levels above United in terms of which is the bigger club right now at Manchester. And you just have to look at the third goal that City scored. That was all from United's own undoing, trying to play out the back, trying to work their way out even at 2-1 down. And I think it was that Loney Amrabat who lost possession to Phil Foden, and that gave Haaland the chance to make it 3-1 and just put the score beyond doubt. So yes, I still feel, not only from this performance alone, but from all the other matches that City have played in the league thus far, City will still be there in the equation to challenge for the Premier League title come the end of the season. It's now only a case of which team is going to slip up first, Arsenal, City, or Liverpool, amongst the 3 of them. At this rate, I believe City still have what it takes to challenge all the way. Although with the way things are going for Liverpool right now, I wouldn't hold it against them if they are the ones to sign off Jurgen Klopp's tenure at the club with another big title for them.
Yeah. Jim, what did you feel? I just got to say,
the first thing I want to say, I don't know if Ben's on.
Hang on. Sorry, I was just going to say, David Shearer, I couldn't agree more. I thought Rashford's goal was brilliant. Then he disappeared. He was invisible until he went off. Go on, Jimbo, sorry.
I don't know if Ben's on today because I haven't seen him. So
no, he's not. He's not.
All right. So we haven't got to worry about time.
No.
All right. I was going to say, people are saying to me that about having mates and they want in their teams, but my mate Frankie's been there and stepped up for us when we've needed him many, many times. So I can't wish anything bad on him, and that includes his football team. I'm sorry. It's just the way I am. He's been so loyal to me and Kate that I have to stay a bit loyal to him. But obviously, when we play him, I want to smash him to bits. So I don't want him to win then, that's for sure. But the game, I thought they had a full squad. Then Kate told me they never, because I thought they'd come out and really give City a good game. Then Kate told me they never had their full squad out. That a few were injured, but they were a bit disappointing. It's a derby. You thought they'd come out and just give everything, and they sat back, didn't they? They scored the goal. I think it was their first shot on target. It was their first shot on target, and it was a wonder goal. And Rashford is the most overrated player in the Premier League, in my opinion. Him and Bruno Fernandes. them two are just so overrated. It's unbelievable. I would hate either one of them at our club. And I just thought they were massively, massively disappointing. And it was just a matter of time before City took them out. I mean, City, you can't sit back against City and just hope you're going to nick a goal and win it, because it ain't going to happen, because City are going to score. So you have to have a go at them. And I just thought they were disappointing. And it was a good goal. He had a freaky season when he had that 20-odd goals. And I said to Kate, it was a one-off season. He'd never do it again. And he's on, what's he on, 350 grand a week or something? Oh, my God, he ain't worth 50 grand a week.
No.
To me, he's not worth 100 quid a week.
Big up Lisa Chica. Hope you're well. I think there was a golfing class. You just saw the second half, the difference. But I mean, someone's just said that Foden's got Gaza vibes. I kind of agree. I don't like Foden off the pitch. He's a cocky little prat, if you ask me. But I absolutely think he's everywhere. He's just such a good player, and he was the difference for me yesterday. But that Haaland miss, I'm not even quite sure how that even happened.
What did I say to you during the game about Foden, Kate? We need a Foden.
And I said everyone needs a Foden.
He's such a good player.
Yeah.
He's got confidence, he's got skill, he's got everything in his locker. He scores from everywhere. He's everywhere. I mean, he scored a goal, and 5 minutes later, he was defending like for his life. I mean, he's a fantastic player, and he is one of the best players in the Premier League.
Yeah, definitely. He's a team player, isn't he? And what impresses me about him, right? He's quite a small lad in terms of his physicality, but he's strong. You know, like he's strong on the ball. He's dribbling. Nobody knocks him off the ball. You know, and then you've got that eagerness to get in the box and score. He creates. He's hardworking. He'll track back. He'll go forward. He's such a complete player, isn't he? It's fantastic.
So someone just said that Bergville will be our Foden. I hope so. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I really hope you're right.
If Foden doesn't get into the Euro squad, Gareth Southgate really needs to give his head a wobble.
No, he will get in, Kate.
What a player. You can see just over the last year or so how much he's improved. I mean, he's always been a good player, but he's going to up levels. And this whole debate of Saka versus Foden.
It's not a debate.
Only people that think Saka is better are Arsenal fans. I've not seen anyone that's not an Arsenal fan say it.
Foden's got more about his game.
Yeah.
And he doesn't stay on the wing. He moves about. His movement is fabulous.
You can't talk about him in the same breath. I'm sorry. They're not in the same league. Foden's head and shoulders above Saka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely. Henderson will play instead of Foden. Yeah, probably. Afternoon, Stuart. Hope you're well. Good to see you. If Foden doesn't start, let alone get in, Southgate's a prat again. If Rashford's picking over Foden, biggest Southgate's best friend. Yeah, completely agree. I'm still not convinced City are going to win the league. I'm still on the fence. I'm still tossing up Arsenal and Liverpool in my head. I don't know why. They're just in my head. Ellie, I haven't seen you for a few weeks. Are you going with City to win it, or are you going for someone different?
I'm going for City because Liverpool, as good as they are, they've got the kids, and they're winning, but they're not winning convincingly. Like they played against Chelsea. They weren't brilliant, but they've lost a lot of players, and it shows. It does in their performances. Even though they beat Chelsea, you could see the drop off was there, right? But they kept it simple. The youngsters, they went on, and Van Dijk was drilling them as well. But you could see against Forest as well, even though I only watched the highlights, there is something missing. The passing, the fluidity is not as good. When Mo Salah's up the front, his passing is immaculate, and Jota, it's a different kettle of fish. So I think Man City are going to go full steam ahead, and they're going to leave everybody behind now. I think it won't be by a lot. Like, it'll be by 4 or 5 points. they'll win it, but they will win it.
Kate, someone just said that Rashford shouldn't go to the Euros, and I 100% agree. There's a lot of better players in the Premier League that should go before him.
Yeah.
El Dente said it.
Are you still saying that City are going to win the league, Chang? I know you've been saying the same as Ellie, that you think City will go on and win. I know it's hard, but every week it can change, or your opinions can change. So,
if my money was on a team to win the Premier League, it would still firmly be on City. I still feel that they have that experience, that know-how, and also just the drive to go on and win the league. And it's not just because they've won it multiple times in Pep's reign, or that they won everything that there is to win last season. Pep has this winning mentality that is completely instilled into every single player at the ground, in which if you aren't winning, then you aren't achieving what you are supposed to be achieving as a player. And that, for me, would be his greatest gift to the City players, instilling that winning mentality into them, regardless of how many times they have won a title or how many trophies and silverware they have shared amongst themselves. Of course, right now, if you look at the league positions and the number of games left, with the fixtures piling up, very mouth-watering fixtures at that too as well, you would say that the momentum and also the impetus is now firmly with Liverpool and Arsenal to go on and decide amongst themselves who is going to win the title come the end of the season. But for me, I would still instill, or rather, I will install City as firm favourites to lift the Premier League title at the end of the season.
Yeah, Jim, who do you think is going to win it this year?
Oh my God, it's so hard. I mean, I've just got, I've got this sneaky feeling Arsenal are going to win it. I can't shake it off. I don't want them to win it. But
I've got the same thought in my brain. I just think they look so bloody good.
I just think, well, someone put in the chat a minute ago that we've got a massive say in it, which we have.
Yeah.
I mean, my dream is to beat Arsenal at Tottenham, especially us being there, right, next to the Arsenal fans, so I can give it to them, right? Not only that, it's to derail their season for if we beat them. I think it'd derail their season if we beat them. But you know what? I just got a sneaky feeling they're going to nick it this year. But it's so hard to pick. But I agree with Ellie. Out of the three, I think now I would put Liverpool at the bottom of the three. But City look really good. And you know what City are like? Once they go on a run, they just don't lose, do they?
No.
So, but we've got a massive say in it because we've got to play all three, haven't we?
I mean, Liverpool are doing well with their kids, but how long is that sustainable for? Because they were lucky to get away with that win against Forest. I don't care what anyone
I think if we played the team that played yesterday, I think we'll beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Jimbo, a few weeks ago you were saying we're winning the league. Now you're saying that lot down the road. What's the matter?
I know, I hate it, but you know what? I can't say we're going to win the league anymore because we're too far behind. But you never know. If they all lose a couple of games and we win a couple, we're back in it.
Well, we know that Arsenal ain't going to lose tonight, I'm sure, with Sheffield United.
Yeah, I hate saying it. But if I had to pick who I'd want to win it out of the three, I think I'd have to go City because I just cannot stand Arsenal and I cannot stand Liverpool. And I know everyone's saying about City with their cheating and all that. I mean, my preference would be City out of the three.
I tell you what, though, if Arsenal do win it, we'll all be in therapy.
That's true. Oh my God, can you imagine? Oh my God.
Potato stew. Can you see what he's put, Kate?
I'm going to go and hide somewhere.
What's he put?
He's put, wow, Jim's really upped his game since the anti-glare glasses.
Yeah.
I hate saying Tottenham ain't going to win it. I hate it.
Yeah.
Well, you should have been saying that from the beginning because you'd have been right.
Oh, you wait till the beginning of next season. The first stream we do, beginning of the season, we're doing the quad.
You're getting sacked before then.
We're not out of it, Jimbo. We're not out of it yet.
We are.
We can do it. No, it's only 8 points behind Arsenal, so that ain't that. We clawed 9 points back from them. Come on, as long as we finish above Arsenal, that's what I say.
Well, I've got to say, I'm already nervous. As much as I can't wait to go to the North London derby, I'm already terrified of going in case we lose.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, I'll be screaming from the rooftops. We're going to win.
What do we fancy the score will be tonight? Sheffield United versus Arsenal. Ellie, what do you fancy?
I want Sheffield United to win, but I can't see it. I think it's going to be 4-1 to Arsenal. 3 or 4-1, but 4-1. Chang, scoring for fun, aren't they?
Yeah. Chang, what do you fancy the score tonight for Sheffield United?
I predict that Arsenal will win this comfortably by maybe 3-1. I really can't see them letting slip any more points between now to the end of the season, especially against teams that they are fancied to win on paper. So this is going to be an Arsenal win. Although, and I will say this because I want to add something on to what I said about Liverpool earlier and their very dubious on-field decisions. I have a sneaky feeling Arsenal are going to get yet another penalty somewhere or other, or they're going to nick a goal from maybe another well-worked set piece, because that seems to be the way how they break the deadlocks. But I think regardless of whether or not they get a penalty or if they score from a dead ball situation, Arsenal are still going to win this game comfortably, as much as I hate to say it.
Jim, I think it'll be 5-1 to Arsenal tonight. Myself, what do you fancy, Jimbo, for the game tonight?
Well, can I just say, Kovac just put in there that he'd prefer Liverpool to win it because
me too. I agree with Kovac
because of City behind it. But the thing is, this is what I think. I just think that Liverpool fans, right, apart from a couple, I mean, Revernight seems a really nice guy. Apart from a few of them, most Liverpool fans, I can't stick them, honestly, because they just when they win, everything's like rosy and shiny. When they lose, they make every excuse under the sun. They never sit back. I've never seen a Liverpool fan sit back and say we deserve to lose. It's always an excuse in there, right? And Man City fans, you never see them gobbing off. You know, you just don't.
You do. Trust me, you see it on the top six all the time. They're always
gobbing off. I haven't seen it.
They sit there. I mean, I love LB to death. I absolutely love LB. He's one of my favourite YouTubers. Yeah. But he sat there and said, we don't need to be noisy at the ground because we know we're going to win. And I just think that's the most arrogant attitude. And that is a terrible attitude to have as a football fan.
Can we just fuck it up. I'm going back. Tottenham are going to win the league. I can't fucking say it. We're going to win the league.
Tottenham boys, we are here.
Honestly, I can't have it. Any of them three. I can't. I'm going to stick with Spurs are going to win the league. The bollocks to it.
Okay, but what do you think the score's going to be tonight?
They're going to believe us. They're going to believe us. They're going to believe us. We're going to win the league.
5-0 Sheffield United.
Oh my God. Jimbo spot on about Liverpool City to win all day long. Uncle Jim, are we still in the title race?
Yes.
Jim? Well,
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Like Cooper said, we're in it and so we're not.
Yeah. City are doomed when Pep leaves. Well, it'll be an interesting. It'll be interesting to see who they bring in, because who do you replace Pep with? But I want Liverpool. Only thing I hate about them is that bloody Hassam. Hate to see him win it, but better than Arsenal. Do you know what? He's a great guy. He just knows how to get YouTubers going. But he's a great. I really like Hassam. I'm not going to lie. I do really like him.
I called him the Mickey taker, but I like him as well.
He's brilliant.
The Mickey, but he does it in like when he goes a donkey. A donkey. You are a donkey.
He's a good guy. And when I was poorly, he messaged me straight away to check we was all right. So I've got a lot of time for Sam. But he does know how to trigger people, and that's a gift in itself. Kuva says, haha, love you, Jim.
It's so hard for the words to come out my mouth when you ask me, right, about other teams winning it, because I don't like them and I just love Tottenham so much. So I'm sticking with it till we can't win it no more. Spurs are winning the league. Finished.
Come on.
My sensible head's gone. My delusional head's back.
Colin's right. The Premier League's cool. Arsenal could easily lose. It is one of the. Anything could happen in the Premier League. We've seen it 1,000 times. Someone could get sent off. Something crazy could happen. Who knows?
I love delusional Jimbo. Come on.
Yeah,
God.
delusional Jimbo thinks that's 8 inches, Ellie. He says to me that's 8 inches, apparently.
Oh dear.
I won't do a comeback with that because it's a family show, but I could do a comeback. But I won't.
A family show.
It's not safe on Just a Girl Loves Spurs.
Hassan is a good bugger. I hated him, then worked him out. Yeah, he's a good guy. There's a difference between the real deal Pep and a Pep wannabe Arteta. Yeah. I don't want Liverpool to win the title because of the way Klopp criticised how we played under Conte. Yeah, I get that.
It's not only that. It's when he's on the sideline, they're winning. Well, his mouth's like his teeth showing, and
I thought he was here then.
And he's jumping around and running up down the touchline. And as soon as they lose against the team that's played well against them, right? They blame the referee, they blame the linesman, the fourth official. There's every excuse under the sun. Just take it if you lose and you get beat by a better team. Take it on the chin.
Take the L.
That's more like my 8 inches.
I just had a weird thought. I thought, right, when Pep goes, they're going to replace him with Arteta.
Yeah, they might well do. They may well do.
Because he's number 2 for ages. They might do it, just to fight Arsenal as well. All the Arsenal fans who love Arteta just don't get it. Don't get it.
You're right, Kate. That ain't 8 inches. It's 10 inches. Talking about revenge, David Shear. This Friday at 8 is our Jim and Kate Exposed show. I got completely confused. I booked it for last Friday, forgetting that I had a root canal booked in, so I couldn't barely talk on Friday. But this Friday, 8 p.m, hosted by the wonderful Bobby Kay, is our Kate and Jim Exposed. So if you do want any questions asked, please do write on the community page. I'm going to put another post up, or message Bobby Kay on his community page, because he's compiling the questions. God only knows what's going to happen, but it'll be a laugh. Whatever happens, it'll be a laugh.
Is it too rude to say how big is it?
She's hung like a stallion. Kate is just a giant, and her hands span 36 inches.
Yeah.
You keep saying that, Coos. Remember, it's not personal, Jim. His teeth don't help with the football.
Oh no.
Our twatter are a perfect fit. Can't wait for Jimbo's story time. Foursome question incoming from me. I'm sure it is Mia.
Come on, Mia.
Yes. Well, we've covered everything we want to say. I'm starving, so I'm going to end it. Ben's not doing a show. He is out testing out guitars because he's just sent me a photo. So he's guitar testing. I am back tonight at 5 on the terrace. Ellie, have you got any shows planned? Obviously, you can come on here anytime you like.
Yeah. Well, whoever invites me, because I'm a free agent, like I said before. I'm like free like a bird. Whoever wants me on, you can invite me on.
Do you think you'll be free?
An honest opinion.
Do you think you'll be free Friday to be able to come on and do the Premier League preview?
Yes, come on, bring it on.
Yes. Excellent. Because we can start doing our score predictions and that again. Apparently Talk and Ball is on at 4 as well today. Chang, when can we next? Coover's hilarious. Honestly, Coover makes me absolutely. He made me spit my tea out today and nearly made me spit out my Weetabix as well. He is so funny. Chang, when can we next find you?
So I am scheduled to appear every Wednesday at 11 a.m. with Miss Ash Padmaraj over at Talk and Ball and also Eltel Cockerell doing our Asian takeover or View from Asia over at Spurs on Talk and Ball and also Eltel Cockerell. And I'm currently also trying to work up something with Mr. Eugene to do a weekend preview of all this, of all the upcoming weekend fixtures over on Spurs Vision TV. I'll be co-hosting that with Eugene. Other than that, I might appear here and there whenever and wherever I am invited to, especially over on Talk and Ball, and also sometimes over at Time Added On with Mr. Aaron Clark. So these are the few places which I will be on in the next few coming days.
I'm sure I'll see you Thursday for the members show here at 12:30.
Yeah.
And obviously every week you come on now to do the Premier League recap, which is a great addition to our channel. I think everyone
Yeah.
will agree.
Yeah. Come on.
100%.
Very, very honoured. Very, very honoured indeed.
We love having you on here, Chang. It's always our pleasure. Jimbo, do you know when you're on next?
Well, it's an honour to have you on here, Chang.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Thank you very much. I would definitely take you up on your offer
Senor
all
Chang.
day long.
We're going to call you Senor Chang. Senor
Even-
Chang. Go like
Even
this.
even Kuva, when he rang me this morning, Chang said that he said to me, Chang doing your Premier League recap is a fantastic addition to the channel. And I've had so many people say it, Chang. So we're very honoured that you've agreed to do the show with us.
Woo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kuva. Thank you, everybody else in the chat, for your confidence and your backing. It means the world to me. Honest to God, this is straight from the heart. Each and every single one of you. Here's my appreciation for all of you. Thank you again.
But I don't fucking like it. You look so young. It makes me look
I
older.
I'll try not to shave next time. I'll try to put on a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, just draw some wrinkles on your forehead or something.
Yeah.
If I ever do start feeling a bit blurry, maybe I might put on some glasses, see if it helps.
Yeah, don't take them off. You look even younger.
You do. You look younger.
Put them back in the box.
He just needs that.
Okay,
satchel,
all right.
man.
So
The schoolboy satchel. That's all he needs. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
okay.
Yeah. Look, Chang still looks 21. That's what I'm saying.
He's so young.
I know it's actually quite sickening.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Big up Daniel Sandoval. Good to see you, Jimbo. When are you on next?
I think I'm on with you Wednesday, Katie.
You are.
Oh.
You are for
And
wedding.
we're going to have a very
Show.
It's going to be a very controversial show, I think.
Well,
This.
it's basically this week on Wedded Bliss. We're going to be talking about who needs to go from our current squad to sort of improve us and take us to the next level. And I'm sure there'll be players that I think need to go that Jimbo will want to keep, and maybe even vice versa. So, so that's this week.
I call the show Wedded Hiss.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's you
We do
hissing
like-
at him most of the time.
Yeah, we do like to have a bit of a
he
bull and
loves you
power.
so much. He just said, "All right, Kate." He
That's
lifts you off so much.
It's the only time I could argue with her without getting pushed down the stairs.
The
Yeah.
thing is, Ellie, if he doesn't say, all right, Kate, and let me off, he don't get any dinner. It's as easy as that.
I know.
So he's got a choice.
The dinner's in the dog.
So, yeah, that'll be a good show because Jimbo's obviously a little bit nicer than me. I'm a bit more ruthless than Jimbo. But, I'm back tonight at 5 on the terrace. And then tomorrow, 2 o'clock on We Are Tottenham TV, which is amazing. So I'm looking forward to that because it'll be my first time on one of their panel shows.
Oh
So
my God.
You thoroughly deserve it, Mrs. Boxell. You
Come
thoroughly
on,
deserve it.
And
thank
I'm
you very
getting
much.
dumped. I'm getting dumped so Kate can go on the show because I've got
Yeah,
to walk.
Jim's got the dentist, but he's going to have to walk. Him and William can walk because I won't be finished by the time they go. So I can pick you up. But literally, Ellie, when I say it's 3-minute walk, that is no lie. It's literally
all right.
3 minutes.
It's
So
good for
3-minute walk.
They had
Kate.
it on telly today that if you walk once a day, if you walk, you had years onto your life. So it's well worth it. You'll come back 21, Jim.
Do you know what? The thing is, I don't mind walking that at all, right? But don't say it's a 3-minute walk because it's not a 3-minute walk.
okay, how far is it?
It's about 20 minutes, 30 minutes from here. In a walk.
It's not. It's no more than 10 minutes. What do
It's
you
further
mean?
than you think because we go in the car and we get there pretty quick. But if it's a fair old walk, but I don't mind walking there.
Jim, it's opposite the
It's not
doctor's surgery.
it's like you're 8 inches.
I'm going to mute him because I can't get a word in. It's actually opposite the doctor's surgery. It is between 5 and 10 minute walk, 1,000,000%.
Time it.
That's for your long
but
legs.
You're walking like a pigeon, you stupid man.
You're
That's
very
because
tall,
I
aren't
like.
you, Kate?
That's because
You're
I like
very tall.
Richie.
Kate,
Yeah,
you're quite tall, aren't you?
Yeah,
What,
I am
5'9",
tall.
5'10"?
Yeah, 5'9".
Yeah, see? Like
Who's
Mariah
5'9"?
Carey's height.
Me, and you've got little dumpy legs, whereas I've got long legs, so maybe I can walk there quicker than you.
Yeah.
Given your little tiny legs. Coover, you're so rude. Jimbo Stroll, who don't walk, plus he's signing autographs most of the way. It'd probably get lost. It's one straight road, but it'd probably still get lost. It's a stupid man. But anyway, Ellie, it's been so good having you back on the show. Cannot wait till you come on anytime you want, but definitely Friday for our Premier League preview. Just glad to have you back. We've missed you loads.
Yeah.
When's our naughty show?
Friday night at 8.
I'm going to get my own back.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you
Stories
do that.
are coming, people. Stories are coming.
Getting your own back.
Yeah, I did watch Coover and Paul last night on Jacob's channel. It was excellent. Very funny.
Right.
Chang, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for coming on the show again. And yeah, it's a regular thing now. You're proving to be a very valuable and loved addition to the channel. So thank you again for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you again for having me.
Anytime, Chang, anytime. As I say, it's a member show this week, so I'm sure we'll see you again on Thursday.
You can count on that.
There you go. Oh, yeah, Jimbo's got his Zimmer frame, so that's probably why it takes him longer. Jimbo, I would say it's been a pleasure having you on, but I'd be lying. All you've done is demonetise my stream again with your F words. Such a naughty man. I never, ever get any money at all from ads when Jim is on the channel, and that is a fact because you swear all the time.
Sorry.
No, another T-shirt that you should do. When you say this a lot, I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to
say it a lie. You say it so many times, Kate. You've got to put that on a T-shirt. Come on.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
Okay, it's going on. Check out the merchandise there as well. Make sure you go over, like, and smash a like and subscribe to Talk and Ball, to Mile High Hotspur, Spurs Between the Lions, 3 Spurs Boys, Spurs Suasion TV, the Coffee Company,
3 Spurs Boys.
Yeah, all of the channels, United Spurs of America, particularly the smaller channels, we've got to stick together. Yeah, Mile High Hotspur, and yeah, make sure you go over and smash a like. Jim's a slow walker, not surprised the amount of times Kate's thrown him down the stairs. Story time with Jim, can't wait. Coover says £1 for each time Jim said fuck today. Thanks, Coos. Thank you also to Leo for the super chat, and another big thank you to Coover for gifting 5 memberships, and another super chat, and another super chat. So big up to you guys going over and above.
Thank you.
I've redirected to the terrace at 5 because I didn't know who else was on. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Have a brilliant day, and we will see you all when we see you.
And Spurs for the league. We ain't out of it yet.
Come on, you Spurs.
Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us.
Spurs for the league.
Come on, Spurs.